Could you send me very quick the link again for the podcast so I
We're
can have
live.
for my...
Toby, Haru, we're live. We're live. Greetings, everybody, and welcome to episode 21 of the Ashes of Creation Community Podcast. I'm sorry about the delay and about the confusion. We had a slight problem because apparently Oki overslept, which is understandable because Oki actually lives in Australia and it is quite early. And also because of Eastern, a lot of people weren't available to fill in for him. So, Green Tornado actually was so kind to fill in. So, thank you, Green Tornado. And how you doing, guys?
Doing pretty well.
All right, nice.
Quite
So
right.
yeah, I need to fix a couple things on the actual screen right now. So yeah, so for the first time ever, and I really didn't think I would invite him because you know it's Haru. So Haru, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Okay, so yes, sorry guys, this is a little bit confusing right now. I need to fix a couple things on the screen, but we're gonna be good to go in a couple seconds. I hope everybody's having a good Eastern. And let's see, tornado. There we go, and we're fixed. Dum, 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 boom. Okay, so we were gonna talk about a topic that Oki actually set up for us, but because he isn't here, I want to kind of skip it because he actually put a lot of effort into it. So we're gonna skip the first topic and we're gonna jump right to the second one, which is nights. And by nights, I mean day and night. In a lot of games, a lot of MMORPGs, the day-night cycle isn't really important because during the night, nothing really changes. And you see everything just like in the daylight. There is no real change to the overall game mechanics or nothing really major happens. So what I want to know now, because I used to play a lot of Black Desert Online, and I know during the nights, if you were lucky and you had a certain costume on,
Yeah, no problem.
Do you want to, Haru? Do you want to see any specific mechanics for the day-night cycle? Do you want to anything?
What already has been said before, the cycle between day and night, that there will be different types of mods, but I'm trying to look for a variation that is as well being seen in dungeons. So let's take, for example, you are in a labyrinth, because we've seen the Dungeon dungeon, like the underground, you know, the dungeon, the parts.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine, if you are at night, you have a different path, you have a different way to break through the end, through the boss.
Yeah.
So it's a way different scenario, and something like that would be more favorable. And even about the toner, we do not even know about any advantages which races have right now.
Right.
But it could be nice to see if there are some races of Tauros that we know of have some type of advantage.
So, are you talking about, because we know the Tulnar are a mixture of different creatures, so are you talking like something towards like night vision?
Not really, because night vision is... If one race has night vision, it would give them a wall advantage. So, in short, having, let's take an example, being able to see enemies, like for example better, or mark them on your map, would be a good example for that. Not like a full night vision, but just support.
Okay. What about Green Tornado? What do you want to see in nights? Do you even want to see something happen during the night? Anything specific?
I mean, the mechanic itself is, I guess, really interesting. I mean, I could see the point of certain classes or certain races having advantages during the night. I definitely would like to see them, but not like in a major game-changing way, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so let me throw this at you too. Because when Black Desert Online came out, when they tested it for the West, I was part of that test, like so many others. I remember the first night was really dark. I mean, like pitch black. You did not see anything unless you had a light source near you. And after that test, I kind of noticed in the forums there were two types of players: the ones that really liked the really dark nights, and the other ones that really did not care for it at all. So me personally, I kind of like the idea of nights being really, really dark, and that you need an extra light source to actually see a couple feet in front of you. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys want nights to be really, really dark, or just so, you know, barely darker than the day? Haru, what do you think?
I think have it as realistic as possible with darkness would be the best, since you can smooth it out with your own lighting. So let's take, for example, torches, caravans that even have lights. It would be more immersive.
Right.
Let's take, for example, in the Underrealm, you've seen a lot of plants that are lighting up, and it will light up the caves as well, partially by that. So I think it's a pretty nice addition to have. Darkness within a game to bring a balance.
Green Tornado, what about you?
I definitely agree on the immersion point. Like, you can set up a whole system with like pocket lamps, and do you have to refill them? How long do they last? But I do also see the point of being a major disadvantage. Disadvantage. It could really be a hassle to like keep those things up. Like, it's a weird thing. It has to be tested first, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I really do like this immersion aspect of it. Like, it really seems like it could be a lot of fun.
The first topic we were planning on talking today about was actually the overall day and night and the overall time cycle of the game, because there are certain aspects of the game that Oki found out that are kind of weird, and after that we would have talked about night, so kind of hard to actually go back and forth now. So I'm just gonna say this because Steven said himself wants a high level of immersion, and I don't know, like if I'm a big fan of long dark nights. I do not know why. It just changes the overall game feeling. So what do you guys think about them actually leaving it up to the community when it comes to the brightness of the night or the night cycle? Like, do you think that would be fair? Do you think they would consider something like that?
I think brightness, the option mechanic, is in most games viable, and a lot of people are using it generally because they want to have a point of advantage, but still it needs to be preferable. If it's set into game already by default and not able to be possible to be changed, a lot of people are going to be complaining about it, and since not all monitors have like the advantage of to see easier in the dark, it's going to make it better.
Yeah, definitely agree on that one.
Alright, we got something from the chat. Just okay, Sendormethus, do I pronounce it right? Just make it when it's winter, the nights are long and dark, and the summer the nights are short and light. Oh, I mean, okay, we actually can cut on this a little bit. We know Steven said that the overall the overall seasons of the year are gonna be like 4 weeks for 1 year. So within 1 month of each year, like 1 month is gonna be 1 complete year in game. So you're gonna have 1 week every month where it is winter. I think I would like that, to have 1 whole week where it's really freaking dark outside. What do you guys think about that?
Well, really, it's an interesting idea. I don't know how you could like. There should be like an extra interface, maybe, to like tell you that, you know, it's this is the current season. This is the current state of day and night. You know, maybe have a timer as well. I don't know. I really.
Haru, what do you think? You're a little bit quiet. I'm not used.
Yeah,
I'm
quiet.
quiet.
I can be very quiet only if you want to. But I think it's a pretty nice addition to the game, if possible, added to have a counter or schedule where you can see on which day it is and right on today and the season. Like, it would be like just an extra feature what people prefer to have in game. as mentioned by Sandra or Matthias, having in winter longer nights and in summer that the nights are shorter and lighter, I think it's a nice addition to the game, which some people will appreciate. Because most games just have a time set about you have night and you have day.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me, just a second.
Yes, it's up. Honestly, it's up to the rest of Intrepid how they're gonna do it. Because I don't know. I want a long dark night. I want 12 hours. Maybe not 12 because that's probably just me. I would like at least 8 hours of really dark nights every time I play. I would like that.
If 8 hours are dark, how many nights do you want to have it shimmering?
I don't know. Maybe there's even a whole star system where sometimes the moon is in a different spot and that. All right, let's jump off to the next topic. Guild Wars. Not the game. I'm not.
Feels bad, man.
I know.
I'm not making cross promotion here. No, Guild Wars. 50% of Ashes of Creation is based around PvP. Right? A big chunk of those 50% are probably going to be guild versus guild. So
yes,
we know there's certain certain things in the game. Those nice castles everybody wants on top of the mountain, looking across the valley where all the guilds want to be. Besides the fact that all the big PvP guilds are gonna pretty much kill each other over those castles, what other guild or mechanics or ideas or wishes do you have for the game?
I would prefer to see something familiar, which has been shown into Archers, that you do not really have to declare war against the guilds, like as what he mentioned about sieges, that you have to declare war. I think it would be just nice if you see like a guild, you can just go out there and just fight it, just combat, I don't think you necessarily need to get into a fight like having conversations, allegations, and further on. I think if you go straight towards and fight, it's way more clear, it's way more vibrant instead of just, oh, tomorrow we are going to attack. Because if you are going to attack, you can go to an arena. And you have a certain amount of people, they can be different groups, they can be different guilds. But it's still not what most people would consider as a guild war.
Oh, so you want it to be like in Black Desert Online where you declare the war and then it's on, no matter where you are?
In short, yes, but Black Desert Online is more likely as Zerg. So I cannot really say anything about that, so I'm sorry.
If we're talking about, now that I actually said Black Desert Online, I do want to have the chance to declare war on any guild whenever I want. Period. If I don't like you, I wanna go to war with you. In Black Desert Online, you had something in the Guild War tab where it shows you how often did you kill, or how many of the other members did you kill. How many people of the other guild did you kill, and how many of your guild were killed. I kind of don't want that. I don't want these specific numbers. Because I've seen a lot of cases where they just, where some guilds, some OP guilds, some no life, and we're calling them no life because they honestly had no life, declared war on smaller, like casual, PvE RP guilds and just farmed them. They just, and then they went back onto the forums. They were like, oh yeah, this is a shit guild. You look at that, we got 500 to 0. They suck. Why would you be in the guild? Yada, yada, yada. What I want is just like a bar that goes from left to right and just shows which guild killed more members of the other guild. I don't want like specific numbers.
I would like to add something because what I just said, that you can just go start out on an instant on fights between guilds.
Yeah.
It would be leading up to some point of disadvantages, which could be exploited, and on the end, it's just gonna be the type of PvP that you will see in the game anyways, without like the word Deroclation? I cannot pronounce.
Are you really just reading chat?
Declaration is
No, it's just let's take for example, if you can fleck on people, you can just go on a kill spree. Let's just say, and having a kill spree on everything, there should be a cooldown in between, because what you are able to gain from a guild war is not known yet. So I do not know if it needs on cooldown or anything else.
What do you mean?
In the meanwhile,
What be on cooldown?
To the time to be able to declare a war between guilds, since we do not know if you can just go out like how to mention the open world PvP system is involved with that, or just the guild wars. So we do not know if there are systems for it.
Do you mean for every guild or just for one guild? Let's say I declare war on your guild, then I take it back, then I have a cooldown, or do you mean just as soon as I declare war on one guild, I have a cooldown for, I don't know, like a day until I can declare another war?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Honestly. I think it's still being able to keep on targeting guilds further and further and further. There should be some things that can stop them, you know? Like, let's say you're out of range, it would stop. Like, let's say you're in range and you can just start and go with it. It shouldn't be directly. It should have as well, like a cooldown or something, just to make both groups be prepared.
Okay.
Yeah, or it would be also nice in case of that being like this open guild wars thing, like having to fight over certain, like, I don't know, let's say checkpoints, outposts, resource posts, whatever. That kind of influences the flow of the battle, so it doesn't get like one-sided, like someone said, like this big guild targeting the smaller ones to just like stomp them away, so they have to like go through these checkpoints, and they could like you know, they could like hack this little safety net so it doesn't just like get this whole fucking, what's it called? Wait, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you're allowed to curse.
Okay. Like this kind of bulldozer type of
I gotcha.
steamrolling over everything. That would be a pretty good thing to do.
So any other guild war mechanics you guys would like to see? Anything specific besides, you know, the timer?
I think having an award for doing so. Because a guild war shouldn't lead up fully to corruption, but it shouldn't be as well mainly to obtain certain items.
What do you mean by items?
Let's take for example, if you do a certain amount of PvP, that you are able to gain something from it, because people do PvP to gain something. They do not do it just because they are like, oh lol, fun, I can get it and I can get corruption. No, people are doing it for a reason. And that's the same reason why people should be doing guild wars.
I mean, guild wars are mostly going to be between, you know, the PvP guilds, because they want to see who is the strongest, and they're going to be for control over guild castles. But I can also see guilds fighting each other non-stop because they're in different nodes and they both want to be at level 5, but they can't because the other node is level 4 as well. So they're gonna declare a war on every guild in the other node and be in a constant conflict with them. I mean, I think those three scenarios, I think, are the most likely ones to happen for guild wars.
True.
Agree.
I'm trying to think right now. I mean, the whole game is based around meaningful conflict, and there's going to be conflict forced on each corner. So what I would like to see is maybe even a system where you declare a war on another guild, and if the other guild agrees on the war, you can set certain rules for the war. For example, you are not allowed to kill anybody below level 30. And if that works, if that's something, you know, they can be like, yeah, we can agree on that. You know, like have a little honor and morale in a guild war, except the usual, yeah, man, I fucked your wife last night. Fuck you, I'm way better than you. Instead of having that sort of conversation, even, you know, make it like a real competitive thing. Make it like, okay, guys, we set up this guild war with the other guild. These are the rules. And if we win, we get, I don't know, something. You know, make guild wars a little bit competitive.
But if you want to make them competitive, don't you contend at the point of arena stage guild war?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say, for example, you have 6 versus 6, and every 6 is just from a different guild.
Oh, no,
would
that's
be more likely seen as competitive instead of just being called the dominant guild.
No,
isn't it?
that's more like, you're talking more like towards like tournament style competitive. I'm talking about something that I really haven't seen anywhere else. For example, you said, okay, Haro, your guild and my guild, we're gonna say, you know what? Let's have a guild war for the next week. All right, we're gonna fight wherever we can. If we see one person from the other guild, we're gonna fight. And at the end of the week, the winner of this guild war gets something, gets control over something, gets a castle, gets a certain amount of money, like that sort of stuff. Maybe even gets ranking points. Like have a guild war battle royale on the server, where you have to declare once a month a guild war against another guild, and at the end of the year, the guild with the most points ranked up gets something from the game master. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. Maybe Steven is listening again.
It sounds fun, but I do not know how it's going to be played out, you know, over time.
I know, like, just saying, it could be a thing, you know? Make Guild Wars competitive. I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about Guild Wars, not the game. About actual Guild Wars. All right,
I know.
next topic.
Well, just on the topic of that, would you like to see like this ranking system with like divisions and rewards, like season-wise for Guild Wars?
Well, I don't know. I would like to see that, but I know Steven doesn't really want that sort of stuff.
Mm.
So we guess we have to wait and see. Like, we know he watches this show once in a while, and so maybe he listens to this one. Maybe he gets an idea. Maybe he starts to like the idea. Like, who knows? All right.
Who knows?
Next topic. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. Okay, so GDC just happened. We didn't have a lot of news about GDC, sadly, but PAX is gonna happen soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
PAX is gonna happen soon. It's gonna be in Boston, and interesting. It will be. Actually, I can show a picture of that. Give me a second. It will be right next to. Wait, what the hell is that picture?
Namco on Nintendo.
There we go. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. It will be right between Nintendo and Blizzard. So that spot right there is prime real estate. That spot right there has a lot of foot traffic because there are between two of the most visited stands at PAX, because a lot of people go to Blizzard, a lot of people go to Nintendo, and they're right across the Twitch stand. So what I want to see this time around, because it's PAX, I want to see some summoner stuff. I want to see something new, something that gets me even more excited than I currently am. What do you guys want to see? Green Tornado, what do you want to see? What do you want to get out of PAX? Like, what sort of information? Like, come on, let's hear it.
Like, this is a prime opportunity for them to reveal as much hype stuff as they can. Bit like the summoner, like information about, let's say, combat improvement, not like it's a current version of combat, more of a action driven.
Yeah.
That would be a huge stage and a huge benefit to the game if they would show that on PAX, especially in that spot. Like, that's.
I think what they can, because they didn't show the hype of the summoner in January, which has been promised at that time.
Yeah.
I think if they do it right now, they will cheer up the crowd, and people aren't going to say Star Citizen 2.
Oh,
because
I gotcha.
some people believe in it. What I just said. because they didn't show and they didn't follow to word what they have said they were going to do. It's not a big bothering. I will follow them anyway.
I mean,
but it's something to interest people again. But
yeah,
it's not that it can show, but it's just about like what Green Tornado mentioned earlier, and you yourself. Hyping the game up at that time and a certain occasion would be a great idea.
No, I get that. I get that. No, I get what you're saying with the whole Star Citizen comment. On a personal note, I backed Star Citizen with a big amount of money, which I still kind of regret. But on the other side, I don't know. It's you know, if it ever comes out, great. I'm gonna be flying around in a big ass spaceship, so yay me, a giant in space. I just want to say, on a personal note, the progress Ashes of Creation has made till now, even though they only missed out on one thing, which is the summoner, is still way ahead of anything else. It's way ahead of Star Citizen, and again, this is my personal opinion, and way ahead of anything like Crowfall or any of the other games that are currently in development. So I get that some people would start to think that way. But on the other side, you know, PAX, like we're talking about it right now, like PAX is just around the corner. And if they knock the ball out of the park, I mean, we're going to have new people come into the game.
It's going to be a success.
It's going to be a success. Green Tornado. All right. What do you think what else we're going to see at PAX?
Like, not sure. They could surprise us with new stuff that hasn't been talked about. Who knows? Who knows? They could also maybe give away keys to the game.
Oh no,
like,
they will. That's already confirmed.
They will.
Oh, that's confirmed. Okay.
That's confirmed.
Well,
there will also be a panel at the Dragonfly Theater. If you're there, go visit.
I wish I could. It's a far way to
I even
pass.
have the exact dates. I even have the exact dates. Hold on, guys. Need to go through all my stuff. On Friday the 4th. At 10:30 till 11:30, Dragonfly Theater. Steven Sharif, creative director. Jeffrey Brad, lead designer. Akil Hooper, lead technical designer. Michael Bacon, lead environment artist. And Matt Broom, lead character artist, will be there to answer questions and show some free alpha gameplay. And you have the chance to get some keys and maybe even some merch.
I think which could be maybe announced. I don't think it shall happen, but it would be kind of nice to hear. If shipping of merchandise would be able to go overseas, so it's not only limited to American soil.
Yeah, I gotcha. I ordered some stuff and have it sent to my dad, and he's gonna send it over. Yeah, I think the closer we get to release, the more likely
more things are accessible.
Yeah, I think, yeah, because then they're like, okay, the game is set, now we need to feed the fan hype and they need some merch, right?
Definitely.
Alright, what I want to see out of PAX, besides, you know, something that wows us, something that puts more fire on that hype fire that we're all burning with, is I want to see raids, I want to see sieges. I don't care if they're scripted, I just want to see something in that nature. I know this is way too early, and I know it's probably not gonna happen, but raids and sieges, that's the only two reasons I'm so hyped for this game. Raids and sieges. So I know that the chances are small, but I'm hoping so much.
Didn't they already see shown on cinema about sieges earlier? Back in today?
Yeah, they showed a cinematic.
Yeah,
I want to see
remember that.
I want to see gameplay.
I think gameplay is kind of hard to do if you
I
have been into Oppa Zero, but that's like NDA right now, so I cannot speak about it.
I know, but you know what? If they have
at least some information would be good about those.
Some a little bit more information about how raids are gonna be, and how sieges are gonna work. I did a video about it a while back, but it was not really to go on. And that was all, you know, pre-Alpha Zero, so a lot of things have changed. So yeah. I wonder also I'm wondering, because they're right across the Twitch stand, I wonder how many of those Twitch guys are gonna end up at the Intrepid booth.
I think amount will, but I think by own people that are already speaking and how to mind how people are in trying to make progress on advertisement.
Yeah, gotcha.
I think some people that already has been speaking about, even people that never have anything to do with MMORPGs, they have talked about Ashes of Creation.
I know.
But I think a little hit or a pat on the back of one of the creators of Ashes of Creation and they will be in. Because it will help the community, it will help the game in every sense.
I mean,
because it gives some popularity.
I know, but it also I think it also you're talking about Twitch streamers now, right?
Yeah, I am.
So I know, it's just the nature of the industry. As soon as a game is hyped to a certain degree, as soon as it is open for testing or just able for just letting people play it, a lot of people, a lot of content creators, they're gonna jump onto it. So that's gonna happen naturally if they keep up the work they do right now, the hype they do right now. I'm telling you, as soon as Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Beta 1 rolls around, you're gonna have all the big guys, all the big MMORPG streamers. They're gonna be like, oh, you know what? Let's go test this. Let's go test this. So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Well, not even MMORPG streamers. I hope that it catches even bigger waves, like those big time streamers like Summit or Solarpop, and that's a far stretch. You can say that, but
I
it's a
know,
major advantage.
I don't think Summit would ever touch Ashes. I don't know about Solarpop, but I know for a fact because I actually watched that live stream when he said it. You know Lyric, right? I think everybody knows Lyric.
Lyric spoke once about it.
Yeah, he says if Ashes of Creation gives him the same World of Classic vibe that he had back when he played World of Warcraft Classic, he's probably gonna play it. So if you get somebody like Lyric who has also background in MMORPGs, that would be thumbs up. That would be like, hey, awesome. But wait and see, I think we should wait with that kind of stuff till Beta 1 rolls around. Alright, next topic. Yeah. Next topic. I forgot what the topic was. Style. Alright, so want to inform everybody who's watching, me, Haro, and Green Tornado, we're gonna go to Paris. We're going to become models for Victoria's Secret.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, and we're not gonna spend any more time with the Ashes of Creation. Nah, just kidding. So, style.
I'm
not talking about interface. I'm not talking about the forums. I'm talking about anything of that nature. What I'm talking about is the style of the world itself. We've seen a lot of screenshots, a lot of character models and how the elves look, how the humans look, how the buildings look. And so we right now have a general idea on how the world itself looks, how the building looks, and we get that vibe. So what I want to know now is, what do you guys think we will see in the future? Because I always think... let me I'm not finished yet. God damn it, Haru. I'm not finished yet. What I always try to remember is you have a whole bunch of other civilizations. You have the humans, the elves, the orcs. You got all those different races coming from a completely different world through a portal back to Vera. And right now, all we're seeing is two variations of each race. You got the mountain dwarfs, you got the beach dwarfs. So what I would like to know is, what can you guys imagine? What can you come up with for future, for even a third variation of a race? Or what would you like to see, or how do you like buildings to look in the future?
Well, that's a tricky one.
I know! I'm so good when it comes to these topics. I spend a lot of time on these.
No, it's definitely a good topic. I would like to see a bit more of a not necessarily a style change, but more like this mountainous, snowy area, to see more those kind of buildings, which could also open up race variation. I mean, you already said like mountain wars already. You know, they can't come from the mountains, of course. I think it could open up a few more paths towards the races. I can't come up with a certain type now, but in case, well, Haru, can you come up with one on the spot right now?
I can, if we speak about races and buildings on first run, about appearances on first run. I think the environment that is around it has to do, if it is style-wise, like let's take for a defensive, dwarves are, because of lore and history of most MMORPGs, dwarves have a superior defensive mechanism. But when you come to attack on everything, it's lacking more. At least what most games are trying to bring in. Because they build up their big walls, they have the big doors, and they try to lock themselves in and just let it go and pass. Because we have the materials, we have the strength. On the end, if you take, for example, humans, in most game history and first run, humans stay on a place for a short duration. All they build up their castles and first run, they have the big walls, but they're balanced. So if you would see something into the appearance of those towns, forests, or anything, it would be a nice addition to have.
I want to see two things in the future at some point. I want to see. I don't know why. Normally, I hate that stuff in MMOs, but I don't know why I want it for Ashes. At some point, I want to see something like a samurai class, like something that is, I don't know, something that doesn't look like the NPC model we currently have for the fighter. Something that is a little bit more Asian oriented. So yeah, you know, like samurai armor, because I dig the samurai armor. I don't dig the buildings, but I dig the armor. And something else I want that for the humans. And then something that I think Melgus on the community Discord actually brought up. I'm a big fan of orcs. I love orcs. Orcs are awesome. Orcs should be everywhere. Orcs for president. I want to see a Viking version of the orc race. Because that would be the most badass thing. I would love that. A Viking version of orcs.
So first you want to claim that you're a weebo, now you want to see Viking orcs. Interesting.
Listen. A weebo and having a slight, you know, delight when it comes to orcs is something different. So don't start the weebo conversation again. All right, Green Tornado, what do you want to see?
Well, really bulky orcs coming from mountains. That's all I want to see. Like these giant dudes, giant orcs with their big maces, you know, fucking everything up. That's what I want to see.
Right. Wait, Helix. That isn't completely true. Blizzard can actually pull large combat off. They just choose not to, because group combat in large numbers, at least in my opinion, a lot of people don't enjoy it because it mostly ends up being like a Zergfest
or a gigantic wipe.
Yeah, if you think back, World of Warcraft Classic, Alterac Valley. I spent so much time in Alterac Valley, and I never had lags, and you know, we spent like weeks on end in that thing. And now it's pretty much just rush, which is kind of boring. So anyways, back to topic. Oki, who finally woke up. Oki, no worries. We still love you. Time zones are a bitch, we know, but thanks anyways. Oki writes, I want each of the races to have an AOC twist, not just a copy-paste of them. Alright, an AOC twist.
It doesn't already Age of Creation have already a twist? Because you have 3 dwarves and beach dwarves. Isn't that sane enough? Since it's not like the main dwarves that sit into the ground.
I mean, they could do, and I really don't believe I'm saying this. I mean, they could do a different version of Dark Elves, an AOC version of Dark Elves, or an AOC version of, I don't know. I get what Oki's saying. Oki wants already familiar races, but with an AOC twist to it. For example, the beach dwarfs. I never in my entire life heard of beach dwarfs. Never.
That's why.
I can't stop thinking about dwarves in like, you know, bikinis and stuff. Like that image doesn't get off my head now.
Oh yeah, dude. Now that oh dude, great thinking. Now I'm thinking hairy little woman in bikinis. God damn it.
You know, can
You're
you
to hell,
start
dude.
upping your age?
I mean, I guess we have to wait and see. Honestly, there's a lot of things they could do, but I just want, because we've seen most of the screenshots, we've seen the Alpha Zero live streams, and this is my personal feeling, and I know this is way too early to say this, but from what we've seen in the Alpha Zero live streams and from the pictures, I think right now there is a lot of color missing, if that makes sense. Like, I don't get the that the world is kind of alive. I get a lot of the building screenshots and building concept art we have are, I don't know. I'm waiting. Honestly, I'm waiting for
The world become more vibrant.
Yes, I'm waiting for the Tulnars, and I'm waiting for the orc buildings, because I hope they are going to have some, you know, some yes, we're here kind of feeling.
I guess kind of desert-ish area could open up the color palette, maybe.
Yeah, desert, some frost, even so, maybe some jungle with no mushrooms. I repeat.
There's gonna be mushrooms.
Yeah, jungle with no
We
mushrooms.
want to get high.
So yeah, so you guys have anything to add when it comes to, you know, the style of the world? Anything you want to see besides, you know, samurais and Viking orcs?
Well, I would like to see, because Bacon is the guy that is on the environment of the world. I've seen so far during gameplay and everything, because it shows similarities of Daybreak, Planetside 2.
It does.
If you look at the world, it is okay. So you have like the node system. You have as well partially a node system in Planetside, but it's way smaller on scale compared to this game.
You're talking
But
about.
if you-
No, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the what's it called?
MMO.
Yeah, no, I know Planetside.
shoot.
No, I mean the Inder textures.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take for example, we speak about Indar.
Yeah.
In Indar, you have a lot scaling about like mountains. You have flat ground. You have cliffs in it. You have like drop downs where you cannot get out. Something in this game, if you've seen already a few gameplay, the world seems familiar towards.
Yeah, gotcha.
Except it looks more likely a polished version. Like, let's take for example Amerish. Amerish is on green world. It has few trees and everything, and it seems familiar to what is shown through previous videos, which has been brought by Edge of Creation shown. I hope that there will be some variation, that it doesn't just look like a polished Planetside 2 environment.
Oh, so you're worried because Bacon worked on Planetside 2 that he might take a lot of inspiration from his previous projects?
Yes.
I don't
And
think
that's
that-
not only it, because you have a lot of nodes. So let's take for example, because you have those many nodes, and a node is going to be quite a size. And if you have that size that is almost all the same, you need to add a lot of variation to it. And
Okay.
because of that skill, that variation is going to be a difficult. And
Okay.
so I hope that there will be some degree in scaling and balance, which is shown once the release is coming, I hope.
I mean, one thing we're sure of is that Intrepid really does listen to our feedback as a community, and I'm honestly, like, I think I've proven that a lot, that I don't have a problem with taking like the bad side, meaning to point out things that could be a problem. And right now I don't get the feeling that they're gonna have too many problems sticking out from previous projects they worked on. By that I mean the people that work in Intrepid, not Intrepid itself, because Ashes is Intrepid's first project. So yeah, I guess like always we have to wait and see. And Haru, if you get the feeling, just make a forum post and I vote it up.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I shall maybe, perhaps.
You shall make a forum post, and I shall vote it up. Okay, so next topic. I'm so off today. I'm so sorry. It's been a long day. Character creation, and here comes a topic that I never thought I'd talk with Haru about. But yeah, Haru, character creation. With all your weeb wisdom, what do you want to see in the character creator?
I would like to see something familiar which is shown in Black Desert Online. It sounds quite weird, but I think the mechanics and everything about customization is pretty good.
The amount of boob jiggle is very important.
Yeah, I so knew this was gonna come. I should have betted on that. I knew one of you two is gonna bring that up.
Let's just get that boob part
Yes, boob
out right.
sliders are a thing these days. I get it. Boob sliders are a thing. I get it. Everybody wants boob sliders.
I don't even care about boob sliders or physics or anything because they're easy to apply anyway. But having a structure on the face should be a part customizable, but it shouldn't get to a degree where people are walking around like Dark Souls avatars, like green hats, weird ass looking dudes fighting you with long ass big swords. It doesn't seem realistic because people are already pottering about messing stuff with them. Just imagine the weird customization options that will bring into the game, if possible.
I mean, I get, it's a fantasy game, and I also want a really in-depth character creator. I really do. But there's certain things I really can't do without, which is already in the game, which are, angel wings, human wings, that sort of stuff. Anything that breaks the immersion of a somewhat realistic fantasy world. I know this doesn't really work in a sentence. Realistic fantasy world. Anything that I want a character creator where I can spend at least 5 hours in just creating one character. I want to have a crap load of medic, like skin types, hairstyles, something like that.
Basically, just lots and lots of sliders.
Yeah, lots of sliders.
Just loads of them.
Doesn't even have to be sliders. You know how Black Desert has the whole facial structure thing? Something like that.
Yeah.
I can spend hours trying to recreate celebrities or trying to make character look like Son Goku or I don't know. I just
again, weeb confirmed BCG.
Do you even know what a weeb is? Do you?
Exposed.
I mean, honestly, do you even know what a weeb is? You need to go and Google what a weeb is because trust me, I'm like the farthest thing away from that. Anyways, Green Tornado, what do you like to see like when it comes to character creation?
As long as it doesn't reach the extreme character creation that Arc has, it's everything is acceptable. Arc basically, you can make a midget with the biggest arms imaginable. Like the character creation Arc is pretty much insane. Like the stuff that you can do. I mean, it won't reach that extreme, but I hope it reaches the level of or somewhere near Black Desert Online, where you can also spend like 10 hours on character creation, like rebuilding yourself. No, I don't know, your sister, whatever, celebrities. Just like I said, lots and lots of sliders is what I want to fiddle around with. And also, I would love the game to have like this. Before you delve deep into the advanced creation, to have like this preset kind of thing for people that don't like fiddling around with levers and sliders and everything. That should be implemented right away once that hits, because I know that many people that start up an MMO like don't want to sit around their character creation for 10 hours. They just want to get into the game. So having good presets, lots of them, is a key to keeping those players.
One thing they can do, and I think somebody brought it up in one of the live streams. You know how Black Desert Online does it with their database, and you are able to save character creation, upload them to their website.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah, you can.
I mean,
that.
I played Black Desert Online, but I never saw
yeah,
that.
they added that. They added that. I found it out like I don't know, half a year ago. They added that. So pretty much, you can create something in the character creator. You can save it and you can upload it to liketheonline.com, whatever, and people can in-game look through templates of what other people create.
Oh, that's quite nice to have.
That's really nice, actually.
So I think depending on the level of simplicity of the character creator for Ashes, I think that would be pretty awesome to have like in advance, maybe even beta, or people can start creating characters.
I think, which is also well a nice thing to have for character creation. You do not see often into an MMORPG short hairstyles, and if they do, most of the time they look hideous. I hope that they're gonna take a good part into shorter hairstyles in this game. Not like fully fantasy, but just bring some hairstyles in. Because not everybody wants to wear like half-ass guy that just have been through his emo phase, because nobody's gonna like it.
Yeah, like
how I noted, because most MMORPGs prefer to have the long half hairstyle which most emo kids used to wear, and through that phase, because it's easier to make, easier to shape. Because if you have shorter hair, you need to put your talks into the back, because you need to think about it. How will it look on the face? How will it look on the different types of face structures and everything? And with longer hairstyles, you do not have the problem.
Yeah.
I don't follow, but okay, I don't know much about hairstyle. Wear a hat most of the Okay, so anyways, that was Haru's hairstyle explanation.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it for today. And that was the last topic. Do you guys have anything to add? Anything you want to say?
Basically, explain us what is a weeaboo.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that now. We can talk about this later, you damn weep. Okay, so everybody, thanks for watching. Haru and Green Tornado, you guys in the same guild. So one of you can plug your guild, and you can plug yourself if you have any social media sites you want people to know about, any channels. And if anybody in chat has any weird question thing you want us to talk about for a couple minutes, now would be the time to ask. So yeah.
I really hope that they show something really hype at PAX Boston. That would be awesome. That's the only thing I wish for.
Haru, you want to plug your guild?
I tried, but it didn't work. But there's no problem. Just let it be.
Alright, everybody. Haru has a guild. I think they're called H or Home.
Home, yeah.
Home. It's a nice bunch. I'm plugging them for Haru. Go check them out if you're still looking for a guild. They're a little bit on the, I wouldn't say weird, but I'm gonna call them different side.
We got memes.
We have a different side of mindset, because we aren't out there just to get to the top. We aren't focused mainly on PvP. We are out there for exploration. We're the chronicles that will record every event that is going around. And we do not have the mindset that we have to rush through the game, because we want to gain knowledge. And if you're gonna take your own time, we're completely fine with it. Because if you are slower in the progression in the game, you will notice the details. You will get immersion instead of just rushing through everything, which is mainly our baseline of saying this is how we are going to play the game. So yeah, that was in short an explanation about the guilds, and I do not really have more to add about it.
Thank you. You plugged the guild. Congratulations. I'm proud of you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
let me see. Okay, no questions from the chat. I got one forums that was sent in. From I pronounce. I'm gonna try to pronounce this.
Yeah.
We should be back now. We should be back. We're back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm gonna repeat. We got one question from the forums. Somebody is asking, do we believe that mounts will have a certain role in sieges because it's confirmed that they are going.
Well, in most scenarios in MMORPG wise, mounts do have a role, like take you into the combat and take you out of the combat. We do not know if there's gonna be anything related towards buffs, but I think it's a nice addition that you can get a certain type of mount and you can just place it on goods. Give you, for example, a protection. Like, let's take, for example, you have Rhino, you can just, like, hold it, it has, like, one animation, just dash, for example, it breaks down and knocks down people for a short duration, or just push them back. It's like the small things which could make life better, Not like necessarily is gonna be a high advantage, but it's something which would be nice to have.
What are your thoughts, Tony?
I'd love to see a Guild Wars, the game approach, where the mounts do have one ability to enter combat, but otherwise they're just used for movement. So basically, one mount having this kind of heal engage, where you need to save someone, one's giving everyone a shield, one's CCing everyone, pulling them together, I would love to see an approach like that, because having someone just run off mid-combat with a mount is pretty frustrating, to say the least. That's a way I would like to see it being handled, at least.
You know what would be as well to have a nice addition? Like, let's take, for example, you have multiple, let's say, mountain goats. Just imagine you're riding a mountain goat and you have a line of people with mountain goats together. If they would give you a shield buff or something else, it would be quite nice to have, like, these type of buffs, groove buff scenarios.
I mean, I would like to see something like cavalry. Honestly, have a certain type of siege mount that is only accessible during sieges, where you have something like, you have your infantry, you got your guys that run your siege weapons, and you have cavalry, and that way you can also, the defenders have a certain way to attack the attackers if they flank them with their cavalry and attack this. That opens up a whole new field of possibilities when it.
I agree.
Yes.
Definitely.
So I guess always we have to wait and see. That's it for today. And again, I apologize for the delay and the confusion. It's Easter, time zones are a bitch like always. Green Tornado, thank you for jumping in.
No problem.
Haru, thanks for joining us for the first time.
Thank you for inviting us towards this podcast.
Yeah, so everybody, like always, stay safe, stay hyped. See you on the Ashes of Creation community. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.